I don't know that I can even finish the last 2 holes. I'm telling you, I'm pumped, full of adrenaline and shaking right now. Didn't even think about the score till we came off the green there, and Cooper reminded me that just in one swing put me to 7 under par through 7 holes here. That is a game changer on everyone putting their guesses in and texting in, or at least everyone who did before I started playing today. Whew, it's hard to even talk now. 8th hole here at Lupton City Golf Club, 146 yards from where we stand today. It got a little creek in front of it, small pond down there. Not a particularly tough hole other than the green. This green slopes pretty good back to front. And I do want to, of course I mentioned on Golf Soup several weeks back, but since we're on the hole-in-one, I've got to tell a story, Coop. About a month and a half ago, my cameraman, Mr. Cooper, makes a hole-in-one on this hole, which was extremely special just to make the hole-in-one, but we were on the same team playing double low ball. So we've always had the question, what if somebody makes a hole-in-one on a par 3, because it's select drive double low ball is what it is, and because you hit your first shot and play from that spot. And so we've always said, if somebody knocks it in, you get 2 hole-in-ones on the hole. So Cooper knocks it in, we win the match. So the last 2 holes have been very good to Golf Soup, cameraman and myself. Got a 9-iron in my hand today, 9-iron in my hand. Another good looking shot, Coop. Again, it's right at the flag, maybe a touch left of it. I am on fire today. Well, that was not a good putt. Come on back in the hole then. Still just a little, ball still rolling. 9th and final hole of the day here at Lupton City on our first of 3 legs from our little golf course here. 300 yards on, or just under, about 298 actually on this hole here. Wind behind me. I really need to calm myself down after the 7th hole there and hit a good drive and really take advantage of the great stroke of luck I've had and the number I'm at. Would love to go 8 under par on 9 holes. But, you know, if I don't, I'm still very proud of the day. Wow. Straightaway goes up and over a hill. If I carry it far enough, I can drive this green. Oh, that is a well-struck golf ball, but maybe just a little too far left to get on the green. It'll be very, very close to the green. Just a few feet off on the left side, I imagine. My drive was a little too good. I'm just a little bit past pin high and green high both. Not a terribly difficult chip, but one that could give you trouble if you don't land it in the perfect spot. Let's see what happens here. Run left. Not a very good chip. That was mediocre at best. But we still got a 9-10 footer for a birdie. Maybe we can coax one more in. It's a good stroke, but I've left it short. Golly. Dead in the jar. That's all right. Great round of golf. If I'd have shot 4 over par, it'd been a great round of golf. What happened on number 7? Extremely excited still. Well, I'm just running out of words to describe it. It's just it's an incredible feeling on a par 4 to get a hole-in-one. Great time out here at Lupton City today. Greens, as you see, are in very good shape. I hate that we've had the difficult summer that we have, and some of the courses are suffering as far as the greens go, but some of my customers leaving right there are Danny Cavett. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take a minute and gather myself because it has been a crazy last 3 holes here, and we'll come back and close out the show in just a moment. Well, there you go, some old times there on the golf course. Not swinging it that good anymore, certainly, but spring's coming, and like I say, I get a little bit better each and every week, it seems like. I don't know how I'll react when I start swinging the club again on a regular basis, but hopefully everything will fall into place. Now we turn our attention to the really sad part of the show again. So I told you early on, We lost such a good friend in Paul Beach. Earlier he had asked me to deliver the eulogy at his funeral, and I was obliged to do so. And so we're going to bring you that memorial that we did for him. And wow, it's just it's tough when you lose a good friend like that, a good member of the community, especially a great member to the golf community. You know, Paul cut his teeth all around. Actually played here at Lupton City Golf Club when he was 12 years old. You know, so that's 60 years ago. The man started playing golf here at this golf course. Of course, played all over town, a lot at Moccasin Bend. Really like that course out there. Him and Harold Lane. A lot of you guys remember Harold Lane. Paul and Harold were good friends. Of course, Harold left us years and years ago. One of the finest golfers in this town, and Paul himself was a great golfer. As I said earlier, had one of the sweetest golf swings I'd ever seen. It was just so fluent. Really a good player, but what stood out for Paul more than anything was his putting. Paul will be missed, but he will not be forgotten, particularly here at Lupton City Golf Club. In fact, you can see above me there, that Titleist bag on the mantle at our golf course here is Paul Beach's clubs, the clubs that he played his last round with out here. So we will not forget the good man, but we're going to pay a tribute to him now. And next week, folks, I promise we'll have a new footage from a new golf course here on Golf Soup. We thank you so much for your support. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you for joining us today at this memorial service at one of the places that Paul truly loved. He really did enjoy his time at this golf course, and he'd be happy to see you all. When Paul asked me to speak at this special moment in time, I told him that it would be one of the finest honors of my life, and it is. However, for a time, it became a heavy burden. How could I possibly ever memorialize and accurately describe this good man's life's works in just a few moments? And for a short time, I felt it was an impossible task. But then I recalled one of our final conversations, and it led me to the scriptures of our Lord's Word that perfectly describe the life of our good friend. I'll be reading from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not rude, it is not proud. It is not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Fittingly, those words were written by the Apostle Paul. Now let's take a minute to compare those words to our friend Paul. Paul was patient, whether sitting on the porch at the golf course or on a stool at his watering holes. He would patiently listen to anyone who spoke to him, never in a hurry, and always willing to give you as much of his time as you needed. In all weathers, he was a true friend. Paul was kind. Paul Beach was the only man I've ever known that I've never heard a cross word spoken about. Loved by all because he was kind to all. Even if he didn't really care for someone, he was still kind and showed respect to them, a true testament to his life. He did not envy and he did not boast. Though many had much more than him, Paul was perfectly content with the life he had carved out for himself. Paul placed much more value in his friendships and family than any material objects. And if the measure of a man is the friendships he creates and the memories he leaves behind, Paul Beach was as rich a man as I have ever met. He was not proud, and he was not rude. Paul was full of pride. Pride as a father, as a brother, as a friend. Many times I watched him swell up with pride when we would win a golf tournament, or even the weekly low ball. He was certainly prideful about his golf game, but in life he was not proud. Never once did I see him look down his nose at anyone. Whether you were a prince or a pauper, Paul treated you as his equal. He was not self-seeking or easily angered. For sure, he was one of the most selfless people I have ever met. And as far as not easily angered, I cannot recall ever seeing him angry. Frustrated once or twice, maybe, but I never saw this good man actually blow his top. He kept no records of wrongs. At times like these, it is easy to focus on the good memories, but Paul was handed more than his share of tragedy and loss throughout his lifetime. Losing 2 of his sons before their time burdened him for sure, but he did not hold a grudge over it. He lived his life as positive as he could, knowing that one day his questions would be answered. And my friends, today those questions are answered for him. He always protected and trusted those close to him. It was his nature. He always held out hope. Whether it was hope to play one more round of golf or sing White Sport Coat one more time for all those who loved him so much, hope really did spring eternal for Paul Beach. And finally, he did persevere. It is hard to recall how many times we counted Paul out. Time after time, we got the phone call that he was in the hospital and the doctor said he would never make it out of there. But time after time, he would fool us all and be back at the golf course playing golf or singing at Connie's. And that, I think, is the greatest testament to his life. As much as we loved him, we must understand that he loved us as much or more. So much that he persevered time after time so he could spend at least one more day with us, his family, his friends. The Apostle Paul wrote those verses and those words in his chapter on love. And our friend Paul was living testimony to those words and to the fact that love never fails. Loved you are, Paul Beach. Missed you will be. Forget you we will not. Goodbye, my good friend.